In this screencast I will show you how to convert a sequence of images to an animated GIF using Photoshop. First we're going to import the files into Photoshop, and we need all the different images in one document as separate layers. Now luckily there's something script which I can use. File, scripts, load files into stack. If you select that, you get a little window, and you select browse, and you select all the images you want to import. So in this case we're not using image sequence, we want to import all the files separately. So I'm going to do a Command A on Mac. You can use a Control A on Windows in order to select everything. You can also just select the first one, scroll down and shift click on the last one. This way you can select them all as well. So if I now click open, I hit OK in order to start the import. What Photoshop is doing now is doing the same what you would do if you want to perform this action, is opening the files, selecting everything in the file, copying and pasting in the first file. Then so it first opened the first one, the second one, copy paste the contents to the first, closes the second one, opens the third one, and the same thing repeats. So if you would have to do this by hand, it would of course take longer than the script is doing, but you can see that it still takes a certain amount of time. The larger the files are, of course, the slower this will go. So I advise you to use actions and batch to reduce the size, file size and screen size of your images before you're converting to a GIF. Because if you're going to import your source files here, like 3 or 4 megabytes per file, this is going to get really tough. So script is finished. I now have my sequence here as separate layers. If you don't have the timeline window, you can go to window and select timeline, and then you have a single button, but with a pull down. There's like 2 possibilities. You need to select create frame animation. So if I click it, you can see that there is 1 frame on the timeline. In order to get them all to the timeline, I need this little menu in the right hand corner. So what you need to do is select make frames from layers. Now all the layers are converted to frames, but there's one problem left. It's in reverse. So we need to reverse the frames, and we can do that by using the same menu in the timeline, selecting reverse frames. So now we can see that we have an animation. I can select that it needs to play forever. What I can also do is specify the length of each frame. Now you don't have to do that separately. I just select the first one, scroll till the end and do a shift click. And now I can specify what the length of each frame needs to be. So we're almost finished. We only need to export it to GIF format, and we're going to use Save for Web. So File, Save for Web. It's a functionality especially developed to export stuff for the internet. So you can find all the popular formats in here. We're going to use GIF, and as you can see, the limitation of GIF is that you only can have 265 colors. Now Photoshop is very good at trying to make a good result, because you can use jitter, so it's going to use very tiny spots in order to create the different kind of colors. Okay, so it also selected that the looping option is forever. You can preview the animation if you want to. So all we have to do is to hit save. you now select a location in out and hit the save button. Let's have a look. So this is our finished result. We can see that it's looping forever.